Ted Baughn, your Salesreel narrator, welcoming you to the second issue of the Salesreel. And I'd like to take time right here to thank you for your enthusiastic response to our first reel, and we hope that you'll like this one as well. Our first story takes us to Chicago. More than 6,000 members of the National Rural Electric Cooperative Association met at Chicago's Conrad Hilton Hotel. One of the first items of business was to select a queen to preside over the sessions. The meetings featured a varied program of presentations and exhibits. One of the largest exhibits was sponsored by General Electric. This exhibit had a carnival atmosphere with many booths which invited audience participation. The exhibits include instrument transformers, voltage regulators, distribution transformers, reclosers, arresters, and cutouts. Many of these exhibits are available to agency and distributor houses and can be obtained by contacting your local General Electric Advertising and Sales Promotion Office. Across the avenue from the main exhibit hall, General Electric set up its new rural mobile unit substation and three-phase RM transformer. When talking to your REA customers, remember that until recently, NRECA regulations required that REAs use 4 single-phase transformers in every substation. 3 of these were in actual use, and the 4th served as a standby or spare in case one of the others failed or was damaged. An entire new market is now available to agency salesmen since there has been a recent relaxation of these restrictions. Now REAs may use 3-phase transformers in substations. 1 3-phase transformer costs far less than 4 single-phase units. In fact, it even costs less than 3 single-phase units. REAs can effect a considerable saving by using General Electric 3-phase RM transformers and relying on a mobile unit for the standby capacity. Only General Electric makes the standard line rural mobile unit substation especially designed for REA ratings. Over 20 REAs have indicated interest in this unit, and of this 20, 3 propositions are active already. A new product with a brand new market makes for great opportunities for agents when talking to your REAs. Through its participation in such shows, General Electric helps agent organizations keep its products before REA customers. Busy housewives have quite a power plant at their fingertips. And those fingertips will push buttons that will increase loads to over 100 amperes. The new I-60 watt-hour meter is first with online accuracy to meter such rapidly growing loads. The time is almost here when high-rated meters will be the best buy to measure the average maximum residential load. This rising residential load will increase to the point where short-term demands in excess of 100 amperes will be the rule rather than the exception. To compensate for rising loads, meter designs have placed major emphasis on extending the heavy load end of load curves from 20 amps to 60 amps and finally to 100 amps. Now, General Electric's new I-60 meter has extended the range to 200 amps, while at the same time substantial effort has been made to perfect the light load characteristics of the meter in order to accurately measure light loads too. The all-new I-60 has performance characteristics that are equal to or better than any other existing single-phase meter at all loads from 0 to 200 amperes. The new I-60 provides a Class 200 meter at a cost no greater than the cost of existing Class 100 meters. This distinctively new I-60 meter features a revolutionary new stator design which assures greater sustained meter accuracy. The new design brings about a reduction in the complexity of current coils, which allows complete mechanical isolation of the current coils from current laminations. New current coil leads are much more simplified than older designs and require less material. And the new stator design assures that the I-60 is inherently no more costly than existing Class 100 meters. In the past, new meter designs have placed the major emphasis on extending the overload range from 200% to 400%, and finally to 666 2/3%. On the I-60, the range has been extended to 666 2/3%, but a very substantial portion of the design effort has been on the light load end of the curve. Here at the first 50 amperes of the load curve, the I-60 is right on. It is right on not only at the full and light load test currents of 30 and 3 amperes, but also at 15 amperes, and it is within 0.2% or better at 1.5 amperes. At the heavy load end of the curve, the meter rises to only 0.5% error at 150 amperes, and at a full 200 amperes drops off only 0.75%. Tell your customers this impressive sales story about the revolutionary new I-60, an all-new meter with all the time-proven advantages of the I-50 family of meters with magnetic suspension. First, with online accuracy to meter growing loads. From the General Electric Company, a new starter and motor package giving full acceleration part winding starting for induction motors. Here to tell us about it is Mr. C.H. Buchanan.
General Electric's new part winding starting package is now available to agents and distributors. This part winding package can be used economically where power companies limit inrush current on systems from which both power and lighting loads may be drawn at the same time. The CR7050 starter is designed for use with the standard stock motor. This combination of motor and control limits inrush current, thereby reducing light flicker. For comparison, let's see how the conventional part winding starting method works. Produces considerable flicker. Now, let's see how the new full acceleration method works. Less flicker. Another benefit is less motor heating. With full acceleration part winding starting, the heating generated on the part winding connection is no greater than that encountered for normal across-the-line starting. Acceleration is smoother, and as I'll demonstrate, there's less noise. First, listen to the conventional method. Now, the new full acceleration method. These four features add up to a valuable new product package for agent and distributor salesmen.
From the instrument department comes an easy way to analyze electrical load problems. The CF7 inkless recorder. The CF7 is a lightweight, portable instrument for recording either current or voltage. It's put into action in 4 easy steps without causing any interruption in service. Here's how it's done when measuring current. First, the CF7 is mounted on a pole or other convenient location with the recorder connected to either a 120 or 240 volt power supply, and then the case is grounded. Then the transformer lead is fastened to the special connector on the side of the recorder. There are 6 current ranges of 15, 30, 75, 150, 300, and 750 amperes. Now the current transformer is hooked onto the conductor that is to be checked. Incidentally, this butyl molded transformer is insulated for use on lines up to 8,700 volts. The CF7 is now ready to operate continuously up to 30 days, protected from all types of weather by its rugged, weatherproof case. The data measured and recorded by the CF7 inkless recorder offers co-op and utility managers a sound basis for intelligent load planning and the more efficient use of substations. Many users have found it just the ticket to measure and anticipate the increasing air conditioning, water heater, lighting, and industrial loads. An accuracy of 3% full scale and a wide choice of ranges all the way up to 750 amperes or 750 volts make the CF7 a natural for handling many different types of load analysis. Remember, when an accurate line current measurement is needed, call for the hook-on CF7 inkless recorder. At the Distribution Transformer Department, Pittsfield, Massachusetts, engineers test an experimental pole-type distribution transformer. In the high-voltage laboratory, the first test aims to find out how the new covers and bushings stand up under high electrical discharges. This test subjects the molded bushing and cover to wet flashovers of 50,000 volts at 60 cycles. Result: no tracking or damage to the molded materials. In the next test, an iron rod is raised 40 inches above the molded tank cover and then released to give various impacts. The strength of each blow is measured accurately by an accelerometer. Result: even under such a terrific wallop as this, the molded cover does not show damage. Here to tell us what these tests mean for customers is J.O. Sweeney, Manager of Product Planning and Market Research, Distribution Transformer Department.
Russ Morris, Manager of Sales, and I have just returned from visiting a number of utilities and REAs from Boston to Dallas. They're all enthusiastic about helping us test models of an experimental General Electric pole-type distribution transformer. It incorporates the rugged design features which you have just seen tested. The new unit is built with the cover and bushings molded from non-tracking synthetic materials instead of from steel and porcelain. The new design promises reduced maintenance costs because, as you have seen, the molded bushings can take severe punishment, and the molded cover greatly reduces chances for birds and squirrels to cause outages. While we think this new unit holds great promise, we are not yet ready to offer it for sale. Until we obtain our field test data, we must still consider this a developmental project. In the meantime, we recommend that you tell your customers about this forward-looking development. It will point up General Electric's leadership in transformer research, research which brings continued customer savings and which emphasizes once again that all transformers are not alike.
There, I guess you can see it better if I leave it right here. I'd like to introduce you to a new product about to be offered by General Electric's Gear Motor Department. A product, by the way, which has a potential market for distributor salesmen of $6 million. For the first time, General Electric is offering a geared speed reducer for shaft-mounted applications. This unit is especially adaptable for use on conveyors, agitators, and other similar equipment. The reducer is an inexpensive way to obtain geared speed reduction, and it's lightweight and compact. Your customers will be impressed with the idea that this new unit eliminates any need for a complicated system of belts and pulleys. You know, this new reducer is a space saver since it can be mounted directly on the shaft of the driven machine. No mounting base is required. These units are adaptable to a wide variety of shaft diameters by the use of bushings, which will be offered with the product. The unit is easy to install, and belt tension may be easily adjusted by a simple twist of the turnbuckle. Hence, no sliding base is required for the motor. Another very important feature is that the reducer may be mounted in any of the 360 degrees around the driven shaft, requiring no special lubrication provisions. It permits broader application and is more convenient to use when compared with belts and pulleys. For greater details on the many selling features of this shaft-mounted speed reducer, see GEA 6616, which is now available. The shaft-mounted speed reducer, available in 1/4 to 40 horsepower, 420 to 10 RPM, in single and double reduction, a valuable new product for distributor salesmen. Now for 3 stories on sales promotion and selling hints. Chicago and Central District Jesco salesmen see small Integral Motors 1 to 5 horsepower standard motor line in production at the Fort Wayne Winter Street plant. The tour is part of a 2-day Jesco district meeting hosted by the Component Products Division. 4,000 to 5,000 motors in the 1 to 5 horsepower range are produced here a month. The department emphasizes the need for intermediate distribution to hit 2 markets not now covered. One is the mechanical contractor market with its booming air conditioning, heating, and ventilation business. The other is the small OEM market. There are 3,600 OEMs using 1 to 5 horsepower motors in their products. The department estimates the small OEM market for 1 to 5 horsepower motors to be $8,250,000. Later at the Broadway plant, guests also hear Benny Benincetti explain some fundamentals of motor selection and application. And Dave Hamilton, who outlines the available market by cities for the 1 to 5 horsepower motor line. Similar product presentations follow in a series of brief sessions, such as that conducted by General Purpose Motors' Hal Robertson, here and later at the Taylor Street Works. He places emphasis on the replacement market. Jesco and CID salesmen also learn of late product, application, price, and market information, and they see the automatic treating process at Specialty Transformers' Hannah Street plant. After the 4-ton lid of the treating tank is opened hydraulically, an adapted mining locomotive removes racks of transformer components and carries them to an oven. It's such manufacturing skill that brings better product value to customers, better protection against moisture, fumes, and dust, and higher insulation strength. A 2-day sales conference with emphasis on the vital role of intermediate distribution.
And now that you have joined our sales force, Cruncher, I'm going to teach you some of the finer points of selling. Do you know what this is, Cruncher? This is a current limiting fuse, my boy. And do you know what it does? The current limiting fuse is designed to limit the amount of short circuit current that can be developed on a circuit. An ordinary fuse can only operate successfully in circuits up to 10,000 amps. Now this CLF can interrupt a short circuit up to 200,000 amps. Watch this, Cruncher. Boom. Now, that's a very good example, my boy, of what might happen when ordinary fuses are applied to circuits above 10,000 amps. The NEC fuse blew completely out of its holder, disintegrating and sending pieces flying way across the room. The CLF, however, remained in place. The CLF accomplishes its job long before the fault has a chance to reach its maximum potential. And you know what that means, don't you, lad? I can see I'm going to have a job on my hands here. Well, this current limiting action means protection for your customer's circuits because it reduces the let-through energy associated with major faults. And remember, Cruncher, all these devices have a proven interrupting rating of 200,000 symmetrical amperes. See, Cruncher, it says so right here on the label. Are you with me, boy? That's fine, Cruncher, just fine. To be a good salesman, Cruncher, you have to read all the sales promotional material on your products. Let's see what you're reading, my boy. That will never do, my boy, never. You should be reading such things as the program announcements on this complete line of current limiting fuses. Now, this is the first announcement that was carried in 3 national trade journals. The theme of these ads is that these are not just fuses, but are carefully engineered products. To this announcement was added complete descriptive information, GEAs, and other publications, coordination information, and distributor displays. I can see you're going to be a tiger of a salesman, Cruncher. So be sure to take your sales story on CLFs to such industries as paper mills, rubber factories, metal fabricating plants, cement mills, and trade contractors, just to name a few. And whatever you do, don't forget the replacement market on such General Electric products using CLFs as switchgear equipment second circuits, air circuit breakers type AK1, general purpose control, and panel boards, also just to name a few. Put down there, my boy, that these fuses are in production now in all ratings, and we can fill your orders immediately on a requisition basis. Well, thank you for coming in, Cruncher, and we'll see you tomorrow. The trouble with that boy is, he talks too much.
This recently released bulletin should assist you A&D salesmen to help your customers in a big way. Called How Rural Electric Cooperatives Can Save with Capacitors, the bulletin includes a system loss analysis, which will allow you and your customer to determine such things as how capacitors can improve his system, how many are needed, and the yearly savings he can expect from a capacitor application. The system loss analysis uses easy-to-understand terminology and can be completed in less than 30 minutes. Other capacitor benefits, such as released system capacity and improved voltage, are treated in a special section of the bulletin. A third section explains where capacitors should be installed on a rural system and suggests some easy rules for locating the units. Now, with all this information packed into 10 pages, this bulletin should open the way for capacitor sales to the rural electric co-op market. Well, that's it for now, and we'll see you in the next issue of the Salesreel.